There is one mistake that kept me stuck for years, and in today's video I'm going to share with you what that mistake is, how it might apply to your life in some way, shape or form, and then how you can actually solve this issue. Because we all have experiences with bad habits and procrastination, but that's not even the worst of it. The worst thing is productive procrastination, because it's way more sneaky, way more devious. Hey there, I'm Michael, and let me first go in and share how I fucked this up so that you don't have to spend years of your life trying to make the same mistake. So for me, it was the following. I wanted to improve myself. I wanted to start a business as well. And so what did I do? I thought that, hey, if I want to get a new goal, reach a higher level, I need more inputs into this thing. I need to learn. And so what I did was I watched a YouTube video and 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 a YouTube video. Tell me if this sounds repetitive, because I've got a couple hundred more. And then I've got a couple hundred of blog posts that I read. And then I've got a couple of courses that I paid hundreds and thousands of dollars for. And I was learning. But when you look at the amount of work that I got done, very, very little. And so I spent, of my productive time, I spent 99% learning, 1% implementation. Do you think I succeeded? Absolutely not. For years, until I realized this issue, I got nowhere. But I felt productive. That's the key word. Because if you procrastinate on doing video games and Netflix and just those random shit, your mind knows it is doing something that it shouldn't be doing. And at the end of the day, you feel guilt, don't you? I know I did when I had such a long day in front of me, and then I only accomplished like 10% of what I really wanted to do on that day. Not a good feeling. And so your mind's like, how can we solve this issue of guilt by not doing the things that we're doing? Well, your mind would hopefully come to the conclusion that, hey, if we're feeling guilty at the end of the day, let's just do the fucking work. But no, that's not what your mind does. Your mind does, hey, wait. The feeling of guilt we're getting is because we are doing something that's not productive. So let's procrastinate by doing something that feels productive. So for me, that was that I spent my time learning. And I felt good about it. Because, hey, I'm being productive, right? No, I'm only learning without application, which isn't really learning at all. But my mind felt great about it. I avoided this feeling of guilt by procrastinating in a different way. So maybe for you that is that you have this huge pile of work that you need to be doing, and then you find yourself cleaning the house, which is something you should be doing at some point. But it's not the main task right now. And so your mind is leading you away from the one thing, the main thing you should be doing, with other things that you should also be doing, but that have way less importance. And the way your mind goes into productive procrastination mode is the following. That is because the thing you know you need to be doing, that one big, hairy, audacious goal, achievement, activity that you know moves your life forward, but that activity is also scary as fuck. Learning is safe. I kept stuck going around in circles only learning, because there's no failure in learning. You just learn, you forget 90% of it, but you still learn something. There is no, I'm gonna try, but then I fail it with learning. But when you take action, now you put hours into something and it doesn't work. Your mind doesn't like that. Now, because you're over here and your goal is over here, you need to go through the unknown. Your mind hates that. Your mind would rather have you stay stuck here in this comfort zone rather than trying something new. That's what your mind is really preventing you from doing with productive procrastination. I know it's been a long introduction because I want you to understand how this thing is leading you away from the thing you really want, which is to achieve your goals. So if you're watching this video, you are literally doing it right now. You are literally into productive procrastination mode because you're learning something new. But then if after this video, by the way, thank you for watching, you don't change anything, then you have not learned a single thing. Let that sink in for a moment. You can watch 100 videos, 1,000 videos. If you don't change your behavior, you are not learning. One of the things I learned from Alex Hormozi is how he really makes things simple and operational. And so he defines learning as same condition, different behavior. So if your life is still the same after you watch this video, which it is, but you don't change anything, you haven't learned a single thing. So how can you actually get out of this mode? There are a few things that really helped me, and I'm going to share them with you as well. So the first is to make things small. Because I had goals that I would build $1 million businesses when I was 18 and I didn't have any discipline, no willpower, no social skills. I had no time management skills. Productivity, all the way down there in the bottom, 6 feet under. And so instead of thinking, maybe I should work myself up first, I set a goal that was so big, so audacious, that it completely terrified me. And the way I got out of this was by saying, you know what? I'm not going to write a 2,000 word article right now. I'm going to write 2 paragraphs. And now what you're doing is you're taking this huge mountain in front of you and you turn it into a rock that you can pick up and carry. But once you do, something magical happens. And that is once I got behind the keyboard and I got started, I write a paragraph. And then I write another one. And then I write another 3, and another 5, and another 10. And before you know it, that 2,000 word article was written. All because I got started. Because once you get over the initial hurdle, the rest of the road is downhill. And it's way easier. So once you get yourself started, it becomes so much easier to just keep on going. So with your goals on a daily basis, make them small. It's okay to have these huge goals for yourself, but on a day-to-day level, make it as tiny as possible. Because you want to get yourself into action mode as quickly as possible. And the lower you can make your barrier to entry, the better it is for you. So in my example, what I did was that I took things like I want to write a full article to I want to write a paragraph. I want to go to the gym for an hour. I'm going to set foot in the gym. I'm going to read 30 pages. I'm going to open my book. That's it. If you can make those changes, your activities, the thing you've been procrastinating on, that is going to feel way lighter on your shoulders. And the simpler it is, the easier it is, the less fear there is involved, the more likely you are to take action. It's that simple, right? By the way, if this is resonating with you, give the video a quick thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because there's way more where this is coming from. Next up, there is an interview that I did some time ago, I think a year or 2 now, with an ex-Marine. And he told me about his fear of heights. Most people, what do they do when they have a fear of heights? I don't want to look at it. Right? They do everything to avoid situations where they could feel that fear of heights. However, what he did was, shall we say, slightly different. He learned how to fly a small plane. He went bungee jumping. He went skydiving. He went climbing. He put himself in all the situations where that fear of heights gets triggered. And gets triggered to a pretty high level. And guess what? If you can challenge yourself at this level, then your day-to-day, which is at this level, that is perfectly fine. Because you've already proven to your mind that the fear is irrational, that it's okay to take action, that it's okay to try, to go for it, to take action, to fail, and that nothing bad is going to happen. Because on a scale of 1 to 10, what your mind is going to do is it's going to assume a 10 out of 10 catastrophe. But the pain levels, when you try to do something, it's more like a 7 or a 4 or a 2 or even a 1. But your mind always assumes the worst case as a protection mechanism. Because where this is coming from is back in prehistoric times. If you saw a cave, there were 2 options. Either there was a saber-toothed tiger or something else dangerous in there, or there wasn't. If you assumed there wasn't, and there was a tiger, it's game over. If you assumed there was one, and you went in with extreme caution, you got a few extra men, you got weapons, but there still wasn't a tiger at all, you were still safe. So your mind always jumps to the worst case scenario as a way to protect you. And the more you challenge yourself to go and do the fears, the things that you actually are afraid of, the easier it becomes. Because you start building up proof that, hey, mind, we've tried this thing 27 times before. Nothing bad happened all 27 times. And so the 28th time, it is easier to take that step. Your mind is afraid of what it doesn't know and would rather keep you stuck in something that is familiar over here, your comfort zone, but not what you want to get out of life. But if you want to get that next level, you need to challenge yourself. And it only, luckily, takes a few moments of bravery to get just a little bit of proof to lower your fear. So even if it's scary, go and do the uncomfortable thing. And preferably, challenge yourself to a higher level than what you need in your day-to-day life. And when you do those 2 things, of challenging yourself, but making it as easy as possible to get started, now you start a reinforcing cycle. Because you do the thing, your fear level, as predicted, was over here. It's way lower over there. And now you can prove to yourself, hey, it's not that bad. And now you can start making more progress, and you move up. But it all starts with realizing that productive procrastination is how your mind keeps you stuck in your comfort zone, in something that is safe, where there is no failure possible, something that is not uncomfortable, something that is familiar, rather than you doing the thing that you really need to be doing. But productive procrastination feels good, and so most people stay stuck there. I stay stuck there for years. So push yourself, because you already know, don't you? You already know at least 1 or 2 or 3, maybe 20 things that you really need to be doing in your life to take it from where you are to where you want to go. If you don't already, look at the things you're avoiding the most, because they most likely are your next biggest step forward. Make it as simple as possible to start engaging in an activity and challenge yourself. If possible, use other people to hold you accountable. And once you do, you will get out of this productive procrastination mode towards the goals that you want to achieve. If you want to make this process 10 times easier, you cannot rely on willpower and discipline alone. Don't get me wrong, they are great to have, but they take time to build. So if you want to achieve more and get more done without the need of willpower, go and watch this video next, where I share 5 actionable tips to get more done without the need of willpower and discipline.